إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسل الله بالهدى ودين الحق يظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون وصلى الله تعالى على خلقه محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم تسليما كثيرا أما بعد. وقال سبحانه وتعالى في الكتاب الكريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحيم يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منها رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين اتقوا الله قولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. Verily all praise and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord, the cherisher, sustainer of the world. We praise Him, we seek His help, we seek His guidance. We seek refuge in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the evil of our deeds and our actions. And whomsoever Allah guides, no one can misguide Him. And whomsoever He leads astray, no one can guide Him. We bear witness that there is no God, no deity, worthy of being worshipped except Allah alone, bearing no partner. We bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His final slave and messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Very the best speech of the book of Allah, the best guide is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the worship matter and creed of those who innovate. Very such innovating matter is bid'ah. Bid'ah is guidance, and every misguidance deserves blazing fire. First and foremost, we want to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to breathe, for allowing us to worship Him, for allowing us to be here in the day of Jum'ah, for allowing us to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at a time of difficulties and trials and tribulations. We always thank Allah for the ni'mah He's given to us, the bounty He's given to us, because the same way He's given it to us, He can easily take it away from us as well. So always be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the bounty He's given to you. Many things happen in the past few years, in our lifetime and everything else, and it's easy to get distracted with what's going on in the world, with the social media and everything else that's happening. So I want to take a step back for us to kind of go back to our roots, go back to our basic and our foundations, and as to why we're here, and what's going to happen as well. The Messenger of Allah prophesied, this is about 1400 and some years ago, the day of judgment will be close, the day of judgment will be near. So if his time was close, and he gave an example, the day of judgment is as if you're going to go down and tie your shoelaces and you get back up, the day of judgment is going to be there. That's how close he gave that example. So if that example was so close during his time and era, what's going to happen to our time? So this is more or less a reminder for myself of why we're here, of where we're going to be heading, and what's our final destination, and how do we prepare for this particular place, inshallah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relates to us about the day of judgment in Surah Al-Infitar. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إذا السماء انفطرت وإذا الكواكب انتثرت وإذا البحار فجرت وإذا القبور بعثرت علمت نفس ما قدمت وأخرت يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك كلا بل تكذبون بالدين وإن عليكم لحافظين كراما كاتبين يعلمون ما تفعلون إن الأبرار لفي نعيم وإن الفجار لفي جحيم يصلونها يوم الدين وما هم عنها بغائبين وما أدراك ما يوم الدين ثم ما أدراك ما يوم الدين يوم لا تملك نفس لنفس شيئا والأمر يومئذ لله. So a beautiful, short, precise surah about the day of resurrection, the day of judgment. It should have an effect on us when we recite this surah, especially for those who understand the Arabic language. You should feel something, you should get moved by the verses that are being recited, and what Allah is saying, what is He stating, what is going to come, what is going to pass on this particular day. He starts by saying, إِذَا السَّمَاءُ انْفَطَرَتْ. And when the sky, when the heavens or cleft asunder, when they fall apart, when they split. So imagine the sky being split. I mean, that's something amazing in itself. I was watching a few things about the miracles of Islam, the miracles of the Quran, and everything else. Other thing that they explained that the importance of the atmosphere itself, if it was to split, then the sun rays would burn us and we would be punished garners. So it's a reminder for us that if Allah wanted to, He can split the actual heavens and then we will be destroyed. Number one. Number two, and how these stars have been scattered. So on this day, the day of judgment, the stars will be scattered, will be falling from its place. And how the seas will be burst forth. The seas will be coming out of its core, bursting forth. You know, even in our lifetime, when you watch like National Geographics, you'll find like the Nature Channel, they talk about like, the lava, right? Magma, how it's formed from the earth and how it's bursting forth. SubhanAllah, on this day, it will be something like this, where the ocean will be brought forth in flames. That's something that's really astonishing, and you can't even imagine how it's going to come down when that day does happen. And when the graves are turned upside down. The graves are turned upside down. A few days ago, I think it was last week, we went to a brother's grave, funeral. He was 19 years old. 19 years old. I mean, he happened to be one of my students, and I'm just thinking, SubhanAllah, 19 years old. On the day of judgment, the grave will be turned upside down. So everyone who's under the grave will be brought out. Whatever's in the grave, whatever we love for ourselves, we like pirates, they go and they dig up these golds and silver. All these things will be spat for, nobody will even care for it. So the graves will be, brought upside down. You will know, every single soul will know on this day what he's brought forth, what he did earlier in his early actions and later actions, what he's done. You will know all these things on this day. Ya ayyuhal insan, all mankind. So Allah is talking to us. Ya ayyuhal insan. He didn't say Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, all believers. He said insan, mankind, all mankind. What has made you? What has made you? What has lured you away from Allah, the most gracious, your Lord, the most gracious? What is more important? What is more desirable than Allah Himself? What has brought your attention? What is sucking you in more so than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is it? What is the distraction? Our life, our wife, our families, our dunya that we live in. What is it that's taking us away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So Allah will ask this to us, each and every one of us here. What was so important that you put me aside and that you put your desires for? What is it? So if you ask yourself, can I answer that question? Can I come up with a good excuse, a bad excuse? Oh, I had to get that, that I had to put my time in order to get my time, that car that I wanted or the house that I wanted. I'm skipping my salah, and wallahi, it happens to all of us here. When we go, we have an agenda. We want to do our prayers, our salah on time, and we're going to work. We say, I'm going to do my salah. Then you get distracted by the TV, distracted by the computer, by everything else. Then you forget where you're at, and the next thing you know, the time has passed. So SubhanAllah, what is that distraction that's taking you away from Allah Subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then he goes on saying, He has created you. And He's molded you and He's shaped you the way that He wanted to. Right? This perfect being that you are, your aql, your intellect, your sight, everything that you have, this beautiful thing that you have, is giving you all these things, all these ni'mah, all these bounties. And yet we choose to decide with the boundaries that we have to neglect Allah, to go against Allah's amrs, His commandments as well. So in which every forms and shapes that He wants, He puts you together. There's Allah. So He reminded you, beginning of the day of judgment, what's going to happen. He reminded you all these things that the ni'mahs you've had. And again, what has made you, what's brought you out of the loop and the whole of Allah, not in connection with Allah, what is it? So then He goes, but nay, indeed, you deny this religion. You deny the day of judgment. You don't believe in it. You say you do, but you don't believe in it. As a reminder for all of us here, the Sahabis, when they were with the Messenger of Allah, they would see Jannah, they would see Jahannam. That's how close they were always, intertwined with the hereafter. For us, it's only a reminder for ourselves when we see each other, and maybe one time, Jummah prayers, we hear about, the heavens, the truth, the hellfire, the truth. We kind of remind ourselves, but on a daily basis, they would see the reality. But we're denying it. Whether we like it or not, we're denying it, that the day of judgment is going to pass. So sometimes it's a reminder when you go to the graveyard and you see death, that time is coming. It's coming to us faster than we expected. وَإِنَّ عَلَيْكُمْ لَحَافِظِينَ. And we sent you guardians that's watching over you. You know, I remember as a kid growing up, you know, every town kid had a fast, right? It doesn't matter, especially when you're like 7, 8 years old, you had a fast, because that's just how it works. Because you want to eat that, you know, iftar. If you don't fast, you won't get it. So you had a fast. So what we would do is we would go, we wake up in the morning, eat our iftar. Eat, you know, we're getting ready for iftar, but in between time, we would go and sneak. I would go and sneak to the bathroom, you know, put in some food or water. They're gonna just, you know, nobody's watching, right? But Allah said He's watching. He has guardians watching over you. Every single day is recording these things. Kiram and Katibin, right? So these are noble scribes. These are the ones who's going to report every single detail. Nothing is left out, right? And so the Kafir recited, you know, the nation, the biggest, the smallest thing will be left out. Everything will be shown forth before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well. Then He says, يَعْلَمُونَ مَا تَفْعَلُونَ. So they know what you do. They know what you do. Either you do it in secrecy or openly, they know what you do. And unfortunately with us, this time and era, this time of social media, we do some things that are haram, right? We do it at night, it's haram, the next day we expose everybody. Look what I did, all proud of it, right? So like, hard on. It's like, we've gone, we're backwards here. We wanted to be so, you know, open to everybody else that everybody knows our whole life. No. Allah has hidden it from you, so keep it hidden. So these angels will know what you've done. Then He says, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ فِي نَعِيمٍ. So those who are righteous, those who spend their time for the cause of Allah, they'll be in eternal bliss. They'll be enjoying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's Jannah that He prepared for them. And on the contrary, وَإِنَّ الْفُجَّارَ فِي جَحِيمٍ. For those who are wicked, those who do not desire Allah, those who follow their own desires, their own lusts, and they're also getting a place as well, a place of hellfire. يَصْلَوْنَهَا يَوْمَ الدِّينِ. It will be prepared for them on this day, where they will taste the burning flame on the day of recompense. So they will taste it over and over again. وَمَا هُمْ مِنْهَا بِغَائِبِينَ. And then on this day, they will not be ghaib, they will not be absent. I remember going to school, the teacher would call out your name, Ya Abdullah, Hadir, Ya so-and-so, Hadir, we're here, right? On the day of judgment, we're going to be Hadir, but there's no such thing as ghaib. The teacher won't mark out ghaib, but he's absent. No. You're going to be here whether you like it or not. So, this day, the day of judgment, is a day that everyone will be present. Everyone will be present on this particular day. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا يَوْمُ الدِّينِ. What do you know of this day, the day of judgment? The day of recompense, the day of the last day. What do you know of this day? Then he stresses and emphasizes it again. ثُمَّ مَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا يَوْمُ الدِّينِ. So what do you know of this particular day? The day of judgment. The day that is coming to pass. What do you know of it? يَوْمَ لَا تَمْلِكُ نَفْسٌ لِنَفْسٍ شَيْئًا. So no soul can help another soul. How much you love your brothers, how much you love your sisters, how much you love your family, you can't be there for them on this day. No one can do this. No one can be there for them. So sometimes Allah says in the Quran that, you know, our life is a distraction. In أَمْوَالِكُمْ وَأَوْلَادِكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ. Your wealth, your children, all these things are a distraction for you. SubhanAllah. It's a reminder for ourselves. I know why we work, I know why we do all these things. But give your time to Allah as well. وَالْأَمْرُ يَوْمَئِذٍ لِلَّهِ. And on this day, the decision will be up to Allah. No one can do anything else. No one can decide for you anything else. It's up to Allah to decide for you. To put your status in the day of judgment. So this day will be a day that will come to pass. It will come to pass. Whether we like it or not, it will come to pass. So it's a reminder for myself that, you know, subhanAllah, sometimes we get so indulged with what's going on, we forget the main principles of why we're here. So there's going to be no doubt that this day is going to happen. No doubt. And your deeds will be shown forth on this day. Likewise, the time will come where the day of judgment will come when there will be no remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Well then, on this face of this earth, no jinn, no human will remember Allah. And all the books of Allah, the Quran, everything will be wiped off from the books itself. And all this will be gone. So Allah will order Israfil alayhi salam to blow that trumpet, that sound, that annihilating sound. It said that it starts off soft. And it gets to the point where it gets louder and louder to the point where it just pierces through everything else. And everything is in annihilation. Everything is destroyed. So Allah reminds us in the Quran, He says, فَإِذَا نُقِرَ فِي النَّاقُورِ فَذَلِكَ يَوْمَئِذٍ يَوْمٌ عَسِيرٌ. That when the trumpet is sounded, truly the day will be a hard day. Will be a harsh day. So that's reality. If we like it or not, that's reality. It's going to come to pass. And Allah is going to place His order and it's going to happen. And that day will be scattered, coming together like scattered moths on this day. The day when the trumpet will be blown, you should come forth in crowds. in groups. Afwaj is like waves, they come in waves and waves of different types of people on this day. And then the earth itself will be stretched forth. Everything will be destroyed. The mountains will be destroyed. The trees will be uprooted. Everything in this world will be done for itself, and the earth will be stretched forth, as Allah says, وَإِذَا الْأَرْضُ مُدَّتْ وَأَلْقَتْ مَا فِيهَا وَتَخَلَّتْ. And when the earth is stretched forth, and He has cast out what is in it, and it becomes empty. So everything in the earth will be spitting out. Everything will be empty. There's nothing there anymore. It will be barren. So when the heavens and the mountains and the suns and all these things, the sun will lose its lights, the stars will lose its lights, and everything will be cut asunder. Will come to pass and know the reality. This is it. This is over. We have an idea. I had a brother who was kind of saying that, if the window of the world is starting, then if it happens over here, I'm going to go on the other side of the world. It doesn't work that way for the day of judgment. If it shakes, the earth shakes, it shakes from the core of the earth. So everyone's going to feel the magnitude of this particular earth. It's not going to, we're safe because we're in China, we're safer in Europe. No, it doesn't happen that way. It's the entire world is going to come down. SubhanAllah. You've seen a lot of movies that they have, like Geostorm, different movies that they have going on, more or less an idea what's going to come. SubhanAllah, not even close. So imagine when this day really does come. And when you go out into the oceans are bursting with these flames. SubhanAllah, what will you say? What will you do? So people are coming together and they're gathered together and they're going, what the heck is going on? What is going on? Right? So they're confused about this whole situation. So Allah will say on this day, قُلُوبُ يَوْمَئِذٍ وَاجِفَةٌ أَبْصَارُهَا خَاشِعَةٌ فَإِذَا جَاءَتِ الطَّامَّةُ الْكُبْرَى يَوْمَ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ مَا سَعَىٰ. Some of their hearts in this day will shake with fear and anxiety. So their hearts will shake with fear and anxiety they have. Their eyes will be downcast. The minute you know that this is coming and you know where you're at, you can't lie to yourself where you're at right now. What status you are. What's your relationship with Allah and the Quran and everything else. You know where you're at. So when this day comes, are you be amongst those who are downcast? Or are you be amongst those who rejoice for you know you're ready for this particular day? But when there comes the greatest catastrophe, the day of resurrection, and the day a man should remember what he strove for. Whatever he's done, he'll remember it. Everything will be a flashback, and you'll see everything at that very time and moment. So the second trumpet will sound, and then everything else will be resurrected. The souls will be joined together again. So those who obey Allah, they will see their place in Jannah. Those who disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will see their place in hellfire as well. It's a reminder for ourselves. I know it seems like it's so like mythical or stories and stuff like that, but sometimes it's a good reminder to kind of go back. Why are you here? Why did the Prophet see it in that same sense? Why can't we see it in the same view? Is it because we're not connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? What is it that's missing with us? What's that thing that's missing? So then he says as well, يَا أَيُّهَا الْإِنسَانُ إِنَّكَ كَادِحٌ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ كَدْحًا فَمُلَاقِيهِ. That, O mankind, verily you are returning towards your Lord with your deeds and actions, and returning, and you will meet the deeds in which you did. It's a promise that Allah has made. فَإِنَّ وَعْدَ اللَّهِ حَقٌّ. So the promise of Allah is the truth. It will always be the truth, and it will be fulfilled as well. So every single day that passes by, we're getting closer and closer to our Maker. Every single day. Whether you like it or not, you're getting closer. SubhanAllah. It's the reality that we're thinking that, we were once young, we had our full potential. Then we grow older and older and older, and we're starting to lose ourselves. Our mind is still young, but our hearts and our body we're aching with pain. So time is coming that eventually we're going to be buried 6 feet under, and there's nobody there to help us besides our deeds and our actions. So when Allah subhanahu raises the people from the grave, there will be in separations and ranks. The Jews will be one side, the Christians will be one side, the Muslims will be one side. From the Muslims that are good, and from Muslims that are bad. So everyone will be separated and categorized in certain things. SubhanAllah. So which ummah do you fall in? Where do you fall? Who is your prophet on this day? Right? The Prophet mentioned, he said, مَنْ تَشَّبَهَ قَوْمُهُ مِنْهُمْ. Those who attribute themselves or assimilate themselves to any particular nation and tribe, they'll be amongst that tribe. So are you assimilating yourself with Allah and His Messenger? Or are you assimilating yourself with the trends going on, with everything else in this world? Where are you standing? So Allah, in every position, everybody will be separated in that same manner. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will have 8 angels carry His arsh on His throne on this day, the day of judgment. As Allah states, الملك على أرجائه ويحمل عرش ربك فوقهم يومئذ ثمانية يومئذ تعرضون لا تخفى منكم خافية وأما من أوتي كتابه بيمينه فيقول هاؤم اقرءوا كتابيه إني ظننت أني ملاق حسابيه وفي عيشة راضية. So he's given two sides of the story. He says that the angel will be set forth, and each side's 8 angels will hold the arsh of Allah on the day of judgment. That day you'll be brought to judgment. Not a secret will be hidden. So everything you've done will be shown on this day. And then as for us, from him who is given his book of deeds in his right hand, he's going to say, look, I got it, I passed, here's my good deeds. Everyone, come here and read my book. Can we say that? And are we like that confident that when this day comes, I have my book of deeds in my right hand and I can say to people, I've got it made. Or are you on the other side, where Allah says, and there are peace with Allah and He is pleased with him. And the other side, وَأَمَّا مَنْ أُوتِي كِتَابُهُ بِشِمَالِهِ فَيَقُولُ يَا لَيْتَنِي لَمْ أُوتَ كِتَابِيَهْ وَلَمْ أَدْرِ مَا حِسَابِيَهْ يَا لَيْتَهَا كَانَتِ الْقَاضِيَةَ مَا أَغْنَىٰ عَنِّي مَالِيَهْ هَلَكَ عَنِّي سُلْطَانِيَهْ. And then the other way, the flip side, as for those who's got their deeds, book of deeds on the right, on the left hand, they're going to wish they'd never seen that book of deeds. They're going to wish that they weren't even born. They're going to wish that they were nothing but dirt. And even lower than that. That's a scary moment, a scary sight. I mean, if you can't envision that, then I don't know what's going to shake you. That's a reality that we're going to face before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And He will wish that it will be His end, and that His wealth will not avail Him. Whatever that He had, whatever wealth that He had, whatever children that He had, whatever life and luxury that He had in this world, none of this will avail Him this day. None of this will avail Him. And He said that my power has gone from me. I don't have anything to defend myself on this day, the day of judgment. So. And then there's the crossing of the bridge. And we know the stories many times. I remember as a kid growing up, our parents would tell us stories that would freak the crap out of us. Excuse my language, makes you really scared, right? I mean, imagine a hair, as thin as a hair, and you're crossing this bridge and you're being split in half, and I mean, it's a good thing to scare your children with just Jahannam stuff, but at the same time, encourage them with Jannah as well. I mean, it's got to be both ways. Sometimes our parents are so harsh. This is not haram. Yeah, everything can be haram, but at the same time, we have to understand there's another side to it as well. Allah is always giving two things. He doesn't just say one side. He tells you what Jannah is, what's the reward, what do you have to do, how do you get there, right? We know that Jannah, it's a beautiful hadith that, Jannah, when a person, when Allah created Jannah and Jahannam, He had angels to go and see these places. When He went to see Jahannam, He said that, Allah, this place, everyone will fall in it. Why is that? Because it's made with desires and the likeness of this world, everything else. So everyone will fall in that trap. And then He goes and He visits Jannah. He goes, no one will be able to enter it because it's so hard. It's full of hardship. And that's the reality. So sometimes we think that it's really great for us here in this world. It's not that. We have to struggle in order to attain that main place that we want to be, inshallah. So they're giving descriptions of paradise and how, I would cheat my students. That's how I would do it. I mean, of course, cheating is hard, but cheating in a good way, in a sense. I would tell every student that I have, I'm making them do this. I'm going to give them one small surah, Surah Ikhlas. And this can be for homework for you guys as well, too. If you recite Surah Ikhlas 3 times, it's the reward of what? Reward of reading the entire Quran. If you recite it 10 times, you get a Jannah. You get a calf from Jannah. SubhanAllah. So imagine reading it 10 times, you get a calf from Jannah. Reading it 1,000 times, million times. The more time you read it, the more calf you create in Jannah. SubhanAllah. I mean, that's a smart way to invest. You want to invest? Well, Allah had you recite that surah. And there was once mentioned that one of the Sahabis, every time we lead the prayers, we always recite Surah Ikhlas. They asked me, don't you know any of the surah? That's the only surah you know? Because no, it's not that I don't know any of the surah. I love the surah. I have a connection with the surah because I know the value of the surah. Right? So in Jannah you have, subhanAllah, a castle that's made out of, emeralds and everything else that you can't even imagine. No eyes can even envision or even mind can even comprehend. But that's a place that's made for you. Right? So you're in there, rivers of honey and rivers of alcohol, not in the sense of wine and everything else. But all these things Allah has given to you, subhanAllah, is beyond our comprehension. To be able to drink from the hands of the Prophet ﷺ, from the Gulf River, all these things, subhanAllah. So this is the reality that Allah will give to us. Likewise, there's also another side to it as well. If we don't prepare ourselves, we'll be tasting other things as well. And that will not be the honey in itself, but rather the tree of Zaqqum. the plant that has, full of thorns and pricks and everything else, and you've been drinking from your own pus, and the hotness of that fire is so beyond our comprehension, subhanAllah. 70 times hotter than this dunya. You can't even touch the stove right now. Imagine 70 times hotter than that. So it's a reality to kind of go back again that this is what we're living for. This is the true reality of our deen, and why Allah brought us here, and how we should be examples to others as well. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us amongst those who have the reality of Jannah, have the reality of Jahannam, and keep us in the straight path, inshallah, as well. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. So this day, the day of judgment, is a day of reality, and it will come to pass. Whether you like it from your own free will or not, it doesn't really matter. Allah does not need us, we are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we are insignificant creatures in the eyes of the people, that's fine. But be significant in the eyes of Allah, in the ranks of the heavens. Be significant, do your part. Remember that you're investing your time, your energy in this world so you can live in eternal life in Jannah, inshallah. And that is our home, that is our God, that is our inheritance. That's where we belong. I remember going to studying abroad, and people would ask me, they said, brother, where are you from? So ideally you say, I'm from America, I'm from Cambodia, whatever. I said, I'm from Jannah. Because seriously, where are you from? I'm serious, I'm from Jannah. I was originally, my great-grandparents, they're all from Jannah. So I gotta go back to Jannah, that's my home. This dunya is not my home. We're passengers. We're travelers. It's not reality. It's going to end. So our home is Jannah. So next time somebody asks where you're from, give them that smart remark. This is where you're from. And this is where you should be going to. Your home is Jannah. Inshallah. We make that intention that we're going to get there, inshallah. So a summary of what I just spoke about, the stage of the last day. Number one, the day of judgment comes when no human or jinn remembers Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number two, Israfil alayhi salam will blow his first trumpet. Number three, all life form will tremble with fear and will gather together, and all will die. Number four, earthquake will strike, skies will fall, entire universe will be destroyed. Number five, Allah takes the life of the angel Israfil and declares his kingdom of his lordship himself. He's going to ask, who does this kingdom belong to? So even the angel of death will be taken away. So it shows you that Allah is the one who's in charge of all these things. Number six, the second trumpet will be blown. Number seven, all souls are joined together in their bodies. They'll be raised forth from their graves. Number eight, there will be a partition between religion and faith, separation amongst themselves. Number nine, book of deeds will be given to them in their account from the right hand or the left hand. Number 10, there will be crossing of the bridge itself. Number 11, there will be either inhabitants of paradise or inhabitants of hellfire as well. And we ask Allah that He gives us and grant us back to our home, Jannah, inshallah. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى إبراهيم في العالمين مجيد. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به. واعف عنا واعف عنا واعف عنا واغفر لنا واغفر لنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا من القوم الكافرين. إن الله يعمل بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأقيموا الصلاة.